I'm at the Graham Swimming Pool. This is the pool that I grew up learning how to swim at. When I was just a baby, my mom would put me in what we call the baby pool. Now, the great thing about it is your mom could sit on the edge with her feet in the water and you could splash around safely as a little kid, getting accustomed to the water, but not really being exposed to the depths of the water. Now, the crazy thing is that a lot of Christians live their lives like this. They get started, but they never want to go any deeper than essentially the baby pool depth of God's grace. How ridiculous would it look if at this age this was as much of the pool as I'd ever experienced? God has so much more for many of us than what we've ever experienced. Are you ready to go a little bit deeper in God's grace? As I got older, I made my way into the big pool, as we called it. But even then, I stayed pretty close to the side. It's not very deep here, but I could start to experience a little bit more of the depths of the swimming pool. A Christian life is like that. God will move us into deeper waters where we can experience more of who God is and more of what He has for our lives. But again, even though I made my way to the big pool, I stayed in the shallow end. And again, so many Christians do that. They understand that there is grace, that there is love, that there is an adventure, but they're afraid to launch out into it, and so they splash around near the sides of the pool, near the sides of where they entered into God's grace. The goal was always to swim beyond this, to go into the depths, to go over our head, and to experience that adventure of what we knew awaited us as we continued to grow here at the Graham Swimming Pool. Eventually I made it over my head into the deepest parts of the pool. I've learned how to swim, and the adventure continued to grow. But the reality of it is, this was never the be-all and end-all of the Graham Swimming Pool. There was one challenge, one adventure that towered over everything that I had accomplished to get to this point. It was the high diving board. So here I am. It's been probably 3 decades since I've taken a dive off a high diving board. I have not had a practice off this board. This is going to be my first dive in nearly 30 years. So here's my question. How deep are you willing to go in God's grace? Are you willing to take the plunge? Go ahead. I dare you.